Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're talking about The Division 2. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and salutations! Today, DZ incoming! Let's get to it. So ever since The Division, the Dark Zone has been a point of contention. You either love it or you hate it. Now, the Dark Zone has always been, and probably always will be, the best place to get the best gear. So what is the Division 2 doing differently to involve more players in the Dark Zone? So first of all, you have 3 Dark Zones. So there's smaller Dark Zones instead of one large Dark Zone. That is actually a good thing because you'll have fewer people per Dark Zone. You have Dark Zone West, South, and East. Each one is a little bit different. One is going to be long range, one's going to be short range and tight spaces, and one's going to be a compilation of the two. Now, in addition, there are going to be turrets next to the entrances, so people that are rogue cannot guard the entrance and take you out as soon as you show up. There is going to be, of course, lots and lots of loot to be had in the Dark Zone from enemy combatants, from enemy players, from supply drops, and of course, when we're talking about other players, we're talking about rogues. You have different levels of being rogue. You can activate and become a rogue. You can take people out and you'll be disavowed, and then continue killing people and you become a manhunt rogue. And there's no timer on that and you'll have to cleanse it. You can cleanse it from a terminal, or you can go to the Den of Thieves, which is a new feature for Division 2. Now, you may be asking yourself, if the virus burned itself out, why are they wearing a mask in the Dark Zone? They attempted to combat it with a chemical, what I'm calling Agent Orange, and Agent Orange was just as effective as taking out people as it was the virus. Now, in addition to taking other people out or activating, you can also pick these Dark Zone caches, and that will make you go rogue. So instead of using a key, you're going to pick the lock. We also have regular Dark Zones, which are normalized. Even though you have differences in weapons and armor and level, you're still going to do and take similar damage to each other, so you don't have any one player that is so overpowered that's taking over the Dark Zone. Now, in addition to that, you do have occupied Dark Zones. Occupied Dark Zones are not normalized. They are the truest form of the Dark Zone, if you will, where there is friendly fire, and you can become rogue just by hitting a player along with other things. So that gives rogues a little bit of an edge because they can come up behind you, take you out. You don't even know they're there until they start firing on you. So if you want the pure form of the Dark Zone, you can go to the occupied Dark Zone, and once you get to the end game, there will be one of the 3, and it'll be on a rotating basis, whether it's every day, a couple times a week, or whatever. So once you want to go into the Dark Zone, the first time you go in is going to be more or less a tutorial where you can go in and get a lay of the land. You can kind of find out where the safe houses and landmarks and extraction zones are, so that not only are you going into the first time where you have to look out for other agents and look out for factions, but you have to figure out and map everything out as you're going along. So Division 2 is going to make it a little bit easier. You can ease into the Dark Zone a little bit, and you can go in on a more regular basis instead of just being zapped in there and get taken out as soon as you walk in. Now, whether or not there are truth to any of the rumors, there may or may not be hunters in the Dark Zone in the Division 2, which has a lot of possibilities if it is true. Now, of course, with the loot, you have 2 kinds of loot now in the Dark Zone. You have clean loot and contaminated loot. The contaminated loot needs to be extracted. The clean loot you can start using right away, and it cannot be taken away from you. Contaminated loot, until the helicopter takes it away, you have that possibility of it being taken away from you. And of course, as we get closer to launch, we'll find out more juicy details about what is going on both in and outside of the Dark Zone. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to ring the bell before you leave to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.